In this Power City live stream, we'll be getting into our current live DeFi dApps with no other than my partner in crime, Mr. Just Ask Jesse, in the house.
What's going on, y'all? It's good to be here with y'all and with Matt.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Looks like you've caught a bit of sun. You're getting out and about.
I am getting out and about. I'm doing some yard work and some outdoor activities while the summer's still here.
Enjoy. Well, we've seen a little bit of red, a bit of a pullback with the main cryptos. Bitcoin's down a little bit, Ethereum's down a little bit. Obviously, speculating, you can make money, you can lose money fast too. We like DeFi yield. So let's just touch on our latest release in the Power City ecosystem. What is that?
So you're talking about the amplifier, which is
Yes,
live
sir.
on top of Liquid Loans. It is, in fact, a front end to interact with the Liquid Loans protocol. So you can come here all the way from the beginning and create your loan, participate in the stability pool, participate in the staking pool. And there's quite a bit more options than you would find on a typical basic vanilla front end. This front end allows for you to select where you want all your rewards to go. There's a special compound all button. So when you hit that, your rewards get claimed and then converted or swapped into the things that you want them to be and placed into the pools where you want them to go. And it even goes a step further. When you fund this thing with gas, it'll do all that for you. So you don't even need to touch it. You can just watch it. Right. And then every day it'll just claim your positions and move your assets where you told it to go. So it's as simple or as complex as you want it to be. And it's a great way to interact with the Liquid Loans protocol.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, you can either use it simply as a front end, or you can get very custom. You can even, there's 4 preset strategies here, or you can even get as custom as you like and design your own strategy. As you know, DeFi is great, but when you start using multiple wallets in multiple protocols, there's lots to do, right? Each day, if you're doing, yield farming or staking and you want to put those things to certain places yourself, then you're looking at multiple clicks, multiple gas transactions. Here, you can deposit a certain amount of PLS as gas up front and then allow the automation to do that for you day in, day out.
Yep, absolutely. The great thing about DeFi yielding, remember, you're being rewarded for participating in this protocol. So fees and rewards such as loan tokens, they flow to those that participate. So regardless what the markets are doing with the price of Pulse or PulseX or whatever, you're sitting in these pools, perhaps even with stable coins that are worth $1, just sitting there, and you're earning a yield off of that. You're earning a passive income, as small or as big as you would like that to be based on your position size.
Yep. So with the 4 strategies that are there, we've got the Pulse Stacker strategy, which is the first on the list. I guess if you're into collecting Pulse, you could, so let's go back to the beginning here and we could see. So at the moment, I've got the Mailbox Money strategy selected, but you could come in here and change that. And look, we've got the Pulse Stacker strategy, which is basically the haunted strategy, correct?
Yep.
Where you use collateral to borrow USDL and accumulate more PLS in the trove and repeat as the PLS market value increases. You've got Mailbox Money, half and half, passive Pulse. So if you want to learn more about these, you can come in here, click these arrows, and it will give you a description here of what that is. And if none of these tickle your fancy, then you can even come down to custom and do your own strategy. But like we've talked about before, you don't have to have a strategy, right? You can come in here and interact with this as just a basic front end.
Yeah. So these pre-selection strategies are just for your convenience because the community's already voiced that a lot of people like these ones. But if you have something custom you want to do, you just click custom and you can build your strategy however you want to.
So come in here, have a play around. This is live now on the mainnet for the Liquid Loans protocol. We also have this coming for the Earn protocol, correct? At some point soon.
It's coming for the Earn protocol. Our devs are working on that now. And we should see that pretty soon.
So if you like the pulse stacker strategy for PLS, you're going to have the PLS X stacker strategy for Earn. But it's going to be, I mean, if you're used to using either liquid loans, Earn, Flex by now, this is very intuitive, nice big sliders. For example, if we go back to the dashboard and we go to the Trove.
Yeah, this is something you don't see in a typical standard front end, by the way. So instead of just having to type and say, oh, I don't like that number, let me type a different number. Oh, I don't like that. You can just move the slider to where you would like it to be. Or you can click 75, for example. Yeah, bam, it jumps right over to 75. So you can easily go 25, 50, 75, 100, or slide anywhere in between.
Yeah, I mean, very intuitive, very clean user interface, but also we have on our YouTube channel, on this channel, we have a plethora of tutorials to follow if you need any help. Over here, you can see all the stats you need, borrowing fee, collateral ratio, total debt, and all that stuff. So if you're used to using these liquidity forks already, this is going to be a piece of cake for you. So
and notice the slider bar works for both how much collateral you'd like to put in, as well as how much debt you'd like to take, how many stable coins you'd like to mint. So you got 2 slider bars there.
Yeah, I really like using these slider bars. And like you said, you've also got these 10, 25, 50%, 75%, 100% buttons. So if you just want to be even more to the point and quicker, you can just hit these. So, I mean, using these forks, using these front ends is going to make life easier if you want to automate and if you want to get more granular. So that's now live on the mainnet. And of course, this is another dApp in the PowerCity ecosystem, which means that's feeding fees into the core, which is the main hub. So maybe we should just give an overview for that for people who may not be too sure on the core and how it works.
So everything that we build generates some sort of fees when certain functions are used. So let me give an example. The amplifier, if you're using it as a basic front end, there's no additional fees. It's free to use, essentially, just as if you were to go to the standard liquid loans dApp and just and use it there. Whatever the fees are to take a loan, that's the only fees you would pay. But those special functions that the amplifier has over and above, yes, there's a fee for that, right? So the compounding functions, if you click the compound all button, there's going to be a small fee for that. If you are having the system automate the functions for you daily, yes, there's a small fee for that. And those fees flow to the core. Our Portal X cross-chain aggregator, that has fees. Those fees flow to the core. Our Earn protocol, some of those fees flow to the core. The Flex protocol, some of those fees flow to the core. So all our dApps have some sort of fees that feed into the core. You can come in the core, you can stake some Watt tokens, or you can stake some Watt to Pulse LP tokens for a bonus too, by the way. And you can sit back and speculate, so to speak, on people using our protocols and just collect the fees as people do such.
And people may have heard the slogan revenue over inflation. And this is what we mean, right? We provide value. Of course, with people going to use our dApps, there's going to be a small fee to pay. And those fees, as you said, flow back to core stakers, whether you're a Watt staker or you're a PLP staker, which gets a 1.5 bonus on your AMP shares in the core, which determines how big your slice of the pie is. Right. So you mentioned the Flex protocol earlier, which has been live. Let me bring this up for about 3 to 4 months now. And the Flex protocol, for those who may not know, is a way to use your HEX as collateral, lock it up in a vault, like in liquid loans, you're using PLS. In the Earn protocol, you're using PLSX. In this protocol, you're using HEX as the underlying collateral, and you're able to mint yourself a stable coin, HEX DC, and then use that as you please. So this has been live for about 3 or 4 months now, and we still have some LP staking going on here, right?
Yep. So LP staking, you can stake and collect some Flex tokens. Yeah, you can farm Flex tokens, which you're able to stake for the fees in the protocol.
Hmm. So you could become a Hex DC or a Hex LP staker. LP provider. Take those PLP tokens back from PulseX to here, and same with Flex and Hex LP, and stake them here, and then farm the Flex token, which you can do as you please. The Flex token has utility because when you stake that in the protocol too, you're a fee collector of fees that come through the Flex protocol.
Right. And just to be clear, a lot of people have asked for this. Of course, the Hex market is pretty down over the last couple of years. So this protocol isn't as booming as it might have been 2 years ago or 3 years ago when the Hex price was, 20, 30, 40 cents. However, it's still going very strong. You can see that the Hex DC stablecoin is right at $1, 1.00, what does that say? 54, right? So it's pegged to $1. The redemptions kind of guarantee that. People still come in here and they collateralize their Hex because they don't like to sell it. There's some diehard Hexicans out there who are collecting their yield in the Hex protocol itself and then choosing not to sell that, instead collateralizing and minting some stablecoins so they can at least extract some value that way.
Yeah. And like you said, I mean, Hex DC, it's kind of beautiful to see since launch, right? Because it's normally, I mean, obviously all of these protocols, they sit at or very close to $1. Hex DC seems to be just a hair over $1 a lot of the time, right?
Yeah, for some reason, look, they're all very stable. So the PXDC, it's pretty much right at $1. You'll see in the liquid loans protocol, the USDL, sometimes it's at 98, 99 cents, and oftentimes at $1. But for some reason, and we don't know why, the markets have just decided Hex DC, the Hex dollar coin, that stable coin, is always the closest peg to $1.
So that is a true DeFi over collateralized stable coin in motion there, always over $1. That redemption mechanism in the system keeps that there, but also you don't have to redeem. I've got videos on this too, where if you're holding Hex DC, you could either redeem, obviously, and that's always there. That's always an option in the protocol, or you could swap it on a DEX, say like Proteus, which could also give you a good rate too. So check out where to do your swap first, because you may get more bang for your buck in a different area. Talking about the Hex DC stablecoin and what you could do with that, you've educated me and many people on stablecoin plays, right? Like you said, in the bear market, people will like to hold on to their stable coins, but if they're just in your wallet, they're not doing anything. But you could be putting them in somewhere like Coast, right? You could be providing liquidity with them, and then you could be earning money on your money rather than just sitting in your wallet and not earning any interest.
Yeah, I've been a huge fan of stablecoins now for more than 3 some years, because, well, I just thought that the markets were going to do what they're currently doing over the last 3 years. So many people dumped a lot of their money into speculative assets that did go down 80, 90, 99%. They lost a lot of their value. Maybe they didn't sell yet, so they didn't realize that yet.
Paper loss
from a legal standpoint. They don't have realized losses yet, but they're still down way more than they could have been. I'm a fan of doing speculative plays, by the way, but I'm also a fan of preserving the most amount of whatever wealth you have, whether it's a small amount or a large amount. Preserve as much as you can. So if the speculative stuff goes down the toilet, you're not too harmed, right? And you're still making money on what you preserved. And how do you do that in the crypto world? Well, stable coins, but you've got to be smart about it. You can't choose the Luna type stable coins that aren't backed by anything. You have to have stable coins that are fully backed, fully redeemable. They're always, every single one of them is redeemable for $1. When you choose those ones, those stable coins will always be worth $1 because there's always going to be an arbitrage. Even if somebody dumps them and the price goes down, other people buy them because they know they can redeem it for $1's worth of something over there. And also pick the ones that are trustless, immutable, and can't be changed, so that what I just said is always in effect forever and always, right? So what does that leave? That leaves things like DAI. It leaves things like LUSD, USDL, PXDC, XDC. Now, of course, 3 of these we've created, but there's a beauty behind having an immutable, trustless stablecoin that's always worth $1 no matter what happens, right? Because you can collect those, you can stake them, and just watch the number grow, because maybe your stablecoin count isn't going up, but you're collecting something else. You might be collecting loan tokens of value, flex tokens of value. You're always collecting something else of value as a reward. And at times, even purchasing liquidated debt at a discount, the system will do these things automatically for you. So that's one play inside of these type of protocols. Another is simply to have a mix of these, a bag of these different tokens, whether it's DAI or PXDC or HEXDC. And then, people still like USDC, right? So you can get some of that in the mix if you want. And then just pair those things together in stablecoin algorithmic, or not algorithmic, we'll say stablecoin pools, right? Now, PulseX and Uniswap, you can only pair 2 coins together, right? But you've got protocols such as Curve, Convex, or you've got Bucks protocols here on Pulse Chain that allow you to pair multiple things together, right? So you can pair USDC to DAI to USDT to USDL to PXDC, and you can then just sit there holding these stable coins, and people trade and swap between them. A lot of those swaps happen automatically. So if somebody was swapping out of USDL and into Pulse, there's and using Pateus or something, sometimes that USDL's got to swap into USDC first and then go into Pulse, or sometimes it's got to route through these other pools, these pools I'm talking about on PHUX. So just sitting there holding a bag of stable coins in these multi-asset pools, where you have 4 or 5 stable coins all paired together, you're sitting there and you're just earning trading fees all day long. And not only is your quantity of stables now going up, because you're just growing your stablecoin count as all that trading activity happens, but you're also earning a reward for being in there. You're sitting there and you're earning PHUX tokens, for example, and you can stake those elsewhere, or you can sell those and turn them into whatever you want. And at the end of the day, when you unstake your position, you have more stable coins than you first put in there. And remember, because you're smart about it, and we're talking about the stable coins that are always redeemable for $1, and thus they're always worth $1, your value, your number can only go up. This is something I've done now for years. It's something I've tried to teach people about. And it's a very smart way to preserve some wealth. Now, the alternative is just sit in stable coins, just hold them in your wallet, and then don't touch that wallet. But why would you do that? Why wouldn't you at least pull that out and go buy some real estate, or go buy an appreciating asset somewhere? Make a business where that money grows, or park it in a liquidity pool where you're earning 5, 10, 12% interest a year, or put it in a stability pool where you're earning some sort of yield. What's the stability pool here earning? Click on stability pool in this dashboard.
Let's go back to the dashboard. Stability pool is earning 16.15%.
See, there you go. All right. So you can take stable coins park them in a stability pool, maybe even use our other front end soon enough, which will automate taking that yield, that 16.15% yield, and turning it into whatever you want it to turn into constantly every day, right? So soon you'll be able to use Amplifier to do that for the Flex protocol. But you can still do that manually, just coming to Flex.
Yep. So like you said, I mean, there's definitely different places to do with stable coins, whether that's in Pucks or, you know, one of our protocols. And in a time like this, where, as Shane says, the crypto world is taking a beating, you're still earning yield, even if it's not, of course, it's not going to be, you know, it's different to speculating, but it's that consistent yield, isn't it? You know, day in, day out, month in, month out, where your stable coins are earning you money rather than just sitting in your wallet. And also, let's not forget that HEXDC and PXDC and USDL, these are true DeFi stable coins, right? Nobody owns these. Nobody can turn these off. They are untouchable compared to other third-party risk stable coins, right, like some of the big ones.
Just some napkin math. I believe that like $1 million in the stability pool over in liquid loans, and you can use our amplifier to do this. Like a million USDL in there would probably earn you somewhere around $700, $800, or $900 worth of loan tokens every single day. Okay, wow. Which means $100,000 worth of USDL in there would earn you $70, $80, or $90 a day, which means 10,000 USDL would earn you $7, $8, $9 a day, right? So you could say, well, you got to pay to play, right? If you put 10,000 USDL in there and you're earning, you know, we'll just round up $10 a day. Okay, that's still $10 a day. That's still you know, 70 a week. Still a few hundred a month, right? From just parking 10,000 stable coins. That's a car payment.
Yep.
I'm not saying dump all your loan tokens, because the beauty of those is you can also stake those and then earn the fees from other people taking loans and doing redemptions, right? So you just have a lot of options playing with these stable coins to earn a passive income. I'm a fan.
For sure. You've educated me on this and many people, and it makes a lot of sense. Also, one thing I think a lot of people are thinking, when just ask Jesse bodybuilding guide, when is that coming out? When's the arm training series going to come out? We need some of that.
All I can say is, you know, it's important to be healthy. There was several years there where I let myself go completely, and even on camera I was you know, completely out of shape. And then I woke up one day and said, you know, this is stupid. What's the point of doing any of this crypto if I'm just going to die really young and out of shape because I have, you know, a heart attack or you know, I'm just unhealthy or something, right? So I just said I'm just going to start pushing weights around, and I'm going to start running and eating a little bit better. I still eat like shit, but I eat better than I used to.
Yeah.
And I think it's important that everybody take care of their personal health as well as their financial health.
Absolutely. Amen. Amen. All right, man. Well, thanks a lot for joining us, and I'll catch you next week.
All right. Thank you.
And thanks for watching, guys. And the Amplifier DApp live is live now for liquid loans. So check out the description box below for the link. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.